Hello, hello, my entrepreneur crafters. Talena Bacon here, business coach for the women in the handmade craft industry. I help women make money instead of losing it. Okay, I've been trying to go live for a few minutes, and Facebook has been giving me a little bit of problems. I tried to do a screen share, but that has some glitches. So I'm going to end up doing a webinar for your craft booth display. So I'm going to do that later. But I did want to still do a video on quick tips to get customers into your craft booth. Now, these are tips I have tried and have been doing for 26 years, and they work. Now, for all the ladies that are new and that's just joined the group, I want to say thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you being in the group, and I look forward to learning so much about you and your business. And I just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. For those who don't know me, I've been a craft vendor, a craft show vendor for 26 years. I've been doing my business for 26 years, and I love it. I do primitive and country created hand decorated crafts. I do wholesale shows, trade shows, craft shows. So this basically helps me when I'm helping my clients, and it gives them like the inside track on okay the correct way to set up a booth display, how to run a storefront. I had 2 storefronts, so I basically help women make money. I show you all the tips, all the things that I've done that were a mistake in my business so that you don't make a mistake in your business. So whoever's watching, please welcome, put likes, hearts. Would love to hear from you. And I'm just going to go over a few tips that I've seen to draw customers in to your craft booth, and it works. It works. Trust me, it works. I love doing it, and it gets me to interact with my customers when I do a craft show. So just wanted to give it a few seconds to make sure I have everything set up here because like I said, with using a new computer, sometimes I can see comments, sometimes I can't. So if you're definitely watching, please comment below so I know you're here so I can acknowledge you. Hi, Celia. Okay, good to have you here. Celia, you're with me no matter what. So I found that tips to draw customers in when they're coming to a craft show, a lot of them come basically to purchase, to get ideas. Some come if it's raining to get out of the rain, but they come to a craft show. When you're having customers come by your booth, you want to be able to draw them in. You don't want them to walk past your booth without noticing you. A good way to do this is to offer a giveaway. That's the first thing. Offer a giveaway. Something near the front of your booth that would draw them in, and a sign that says giveaway, sign up here. This draws them into your booth because they love anything for free. If I'm a customer, I love something for free. So if I see something that says, okay, sign up to win this, then yes, I'm going to come toward it. That gets them into your booth. This also gets them to sign up for your newsletter. So that's another way to gain that customer, whether they may not buy from you now, they may buy from you in the future. Also, another quick way is something that smells good. I use potpourri. I use something that smells good because when people walk by, they smell like, what's that smell? That draws them into your booth. It doesn't have to be anything loud, but something subtle and it smells good draws them in. Music, not loud music where you're dancing and boogieing to, but soft, soothing music. Of course, if the craft show displays their own music, they may drown out yours. But if they don't, soft music to get them in because while they're passing by, they may hear the music that would draw them in. Also, your signature piece, something that stands out. Put that near the front. One of your best sellers. Put it near the front. That will get them to look. If they look and they stop, greet them. Greet them. Say hello, good morning. How are you? How was the weather outside? So glad you're here. You're welcome to come in and browse. Invite them in. Don't just let them walk by and you wave or you smile at them. Invite them in. Say, come on in. You're welcome to browse, and just be friendly. Customers love when you're friendly. If you are just sitting at your table and you're reading a book, That's not going to get people into your booth. That's going to make them walk away. If a customer happens to come in your booth, definitely acknowledge them. Don't ignore them, because then they're going to figure you're not paying attention to them, you don't care much about your product, and they're going to leave. I know this because I've done this years ago, where I just thought that basically my craft was going to sell itself. I put it out on the table. I sat and read my book. Someone came in. I may say hi, I may not. I'm reading my book. They left. I was like, okay. But back then, I didn't know any better. Years later, of course I know, but back then I figured, okay, here's my product. Here it is. Buy it if you like. If you don't, fine. And it took me it took me a while, because I had a good friend of mine who used to cut my wood for my crafts. He would tell me, why don't you talk to your customers? And I'm like, why? For what? And he's like, well, you have to, you have to congregate, talk to them, you know, acknowledge them. And I'm like, they see my craft, like, they can buy it. I'm like, I don't have to speak to them. And he's like, you're going to learn butterfly. And I'm like, what? And he used to get on me so much because I didn't acknowledge customers. And when you don't acknowledge the customers, you don't get the sale. If you don't get the sale, you don't get no money. That's the bottom line. So definitely draw them in. Give your best piece. If you need to, stand in front of your booth and greet them, or stand by the side of your booth and greet them. If they see something, they're going to come into your booth. Acknowledge them when they come in, and just say, ma'am, you're welcome to browse around. If you need any help, let me know, and let them go. Don't hover over them. Don't follow behind them, because that's nerve-wracking, because I don't want nobody to hover and follow behind me. So just say, if you need anything, let me know, and go back and sit down. Maybe, adjust your display a little bit. Don't pick up a book, or maybe just write something down. Just look a little bit busy, but not too busy where you can't acknowledge them in case they have a question. Another way is to, let's see, I've seen one where they did the music. Okay, when you have customers that stand in front of your booth and chat with friends, how's the best way to ask them to please move? Okay. Oh, Celia. Oh, that has happened to me so many times. Now, I know what I would like to say, but in business, um, okay, I'm going to tell you the correct way, and then I'm going to tell you my way. And then you can decide which way is better for you, where you can incorporate the two. The correct way would be to walk up to them and say, ma'am, is anything I can help you with, or anything, ladies, I can help you with? I have a special over here if you'd like to go see it, and just show them over to it. Okay, that's the correct way. The way I did it years ago was basically when they stood in front of my booth, I walked in between them. I know it was rude, but I walked in between them and said, excuse me, I need to adjust this. That stopped them from talking. They either moved and walked away from the booth, or they moved to another side, or they just left. Because to me, if you're in there and you're going to buy, you're going to come in there and buy. My place in my booth is not a place to congregate and to have snacks and food. We have a cafeteria for that. But that's what I did. Now, this was in the beginning. But as time went on, I learned a different way to do it, where they still would stop doing what they were doing, like congregating, and I still welcomed them into the booth at the same time. So I would gently walk over and act like I'm fixing something and say, excuse me, ma'am, I need to get over here so I can fix this. And then that would move them. And then I would fix that. And then if they moved to another spot, I would walk towards that spot and say, excuse me, I need to get over here and fix that. And then I would say, ma'am, is there anything I can help you with? And they say no. Then I would say, well, ma'am, do you mind moving over a little bit so other customers can come in and see my booth? That's the best way I could think of doing it. That they can leave the booth, or you were polite enough where you offered them to come in. If they chose not to come in, you've asked them to move out the way in a very nice and polite and professional way. So that should deter them from doing it. If it continues, you probably have to change your booth display to a different way where they're not able to do, stand in front. But definitely I would approach them and say, okay, do you mind? And just be polite about it. I know sometimes you want to say something else, but that's the best way that I know that would definitely help. I've also noticed that with men, when men coming into your booth. Now, I've had one gentleman come into my booth years ago. I used to do chicken with boobs, okay? And it was a big seller back then. And the thing is, the man was fascinated by this chicken with the boobs. And I was like, sir, I thought it was a little freaky at first because he was just staring at the boobs. I was like, man, I said, sir, don't touch the boobs. And he thought it was hilarious, but he bought it. So definitely engage with your customers to draw them in, so that you're getting across to them and that you're showing them. Well, I'm glad you like it, and just you're showing them that you basically care about them coming into your booth. Those are the quick tips to draw customers into your booth. As I come along with different videos, I will go live. I thank you, ladies, and I thank you, Celia, for coming in. If you're watching the replay later, I appreciate you. If you have any comments or thoughts, please put it below, and I'll definitely answer them if you have any questions. I thank you, ladies, and have a great, great day. Celia, have a good day. And I'll talk to you later.